Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Queens of R&B Season 1, Episode 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, we see the ladies. They're at home. Tamika is at home and she calls Tasha so they can get together and talk because it's been months. Tamika says she misses her sister. Okay, and there ain't nothing nobody can do about it. She missed her sister, and she said that Tasha did, in fact, come to the Orlando trip. So they kind of talked a little bit, but they really need to get into it. Over on the other side, Coco was in the closet trying to find the right shoe. And, of course, Jalen is coming in to try to help. Taj is trying to keep it spicy. Taj. Girl, honey, we do not need your little strip tease, okay? Keep it to the bedroom. In the next scene, Tasha is in the studio and Tamika pulls up on her. Y'all, this was so funny to me. Rocky spoke to Tamika and Tamika acted like he was the ghost of deadbeats past. Do y'all hear me? She acted like she didn't even see him. I said, baby, I know that's right. The silence spoke so loud. Pay him absolute dust because that's exactly what he deserves. I'm like, sir, you got your nerve. And y'all see how he was you know what? I'm going to keep that to myself. Rocky, you are a low down, good for nothing. Boop. Honey, I'm just going to let y'all fill in the blank. So Tasha comes out. Of course, you know, Tamika and that sweetheart of hers. She like, you look cute. No compliment back. It's to be expected. So they sit on down. So Tamika tells her, you know, she did talk to her mom and, you know, she apologized for cussing in her house and she talked to her and they good now. So Tasha's like, what happened? I mean, how did we get here? That money happened. That money is how y'all got here. Where is Tamika's money? Y'all know I ain't gonna never let it go. Where is Tamika's money? Talking about, I don't know how we got here. Girl, anyway. So then Tamika and that good heart of hers, she's like, yeah, I really just want my sisterly bond back. So Tasha said, you know, when their dad left, this is what she said in the confessional, honey. Cue the tiny violins. She starts saying, you know, when their dad left, it was just the three of them, you know, and their mom knew that if they stuck together, they would be good. You know, they didn't have much, but they had each other. Okay, so if y'all didn't have much and y'all had each other, then why were you ostracizing her even at a young age? Your mother made her feel like an outcast even though it was only the three of you. Like, that part is what makes it truly disheartening, because if it was only the three of you and y'all all y'all got, why does she feel like she was on the outside looking in? And, you know, I'm sure they edited some things out because they cried and then they hugged. And I'm like, did y'all even talk? Like, what? All I heard was Tasha go, I mean, you done said some stuff too. I mean, you done did some things too. I mean, so what's going to go on? Like, what are y'all even saying? Absolutely damn nothing. Okay. But you know how they do in TV land. So maybe they edited it out and they were talking for at least an hour with y'all. I don't know. But I know they hugged, they cried, and they're going to try to get past it. I didn't hear really anything resolved. Now, I know Tamika wants her sister's love, so she just wants to move past everything and sweep it under the rug. But really and truly, I feel like there needs to be some family counseling in play with the two of you, or just, you know, be adult sisters and see each other on holidays. Honey, I mean, I really want y'all to work it out, because at the end of the day, when this show is over, you're still going to be sisters. But on top of that, y'all got some deep rooted issues. And this show may not have been a good idea. And the way that Tamika fell in Tasha's arms and started boohoo crying, I was like, look at that little girl wanting the approval of her big sister. I'm going to really need y'all to get it together. I really need y'all to get it together. In the next scene, the ladies meet up to choose dancers. Here come Tiny. Y'all already doing stuff and I'm missing it? That Tiny knows she country. Oh, honey, I love every minute of it. Do you hear me? So everybody coming in, SWV and Xscape. Candy is not there. She was unable to make it. So Lily said in the confessional that the best dancer in her group is Taj. Tamika said the best dancer in their group is her. I'm sorry, Tamika, but you are not the best dancer. The other Tamika is, aka Tiny. I hate to say it, but Tiny is the best dancer in their group. Now, we all know Candy can't really do the 1-2 step. She done already said that. She's told us time and time again that Candy is really not down with choreographed dance. So when they asked who the worst dancer in Xscape was, Tamika said, the one that's not here right now. Poor Candy. Oh, Candy. Baby, Candy has been named the worst dancer, the worst singer. But guess what, though, Candy? You got the biggest bag, honey, so it don't even really matter. And guess who I saw, y'all? Side note. Did y'all notice that Dom Unique was at the audition? The one that was in Candy and the Gang? I said, look at Dom Unique. Now, I don't know if they chose her to actually dance background for the tour or not, but I did notice that she was auditioning. So they chose a few dancers to stay back. You know how they like to do. Taj gets out there. She starts dancing. Baby, she had herself a good old time cutting the rug. Do you hear me? I love her personality. It is so fun, so positive. She just having fun. You know what I'm saying? She's just having a good old time. Moving forward. In the next scene, we see SWV. They're going for lunch. And as they're sitting down, the woman comes over to take their drink order. So then she asked if they wanted a hookah. And so Coco was like, yeah, I'll take one. A strawberry one or whatever they be ordering, honey. So when she got the hookah, Lily and Taj were looking at her like, girl, you be smoking hookah? Oh, okay. So Taj is asking Lily, girl, what's going on with the book? So Lily is like, you know, it's difficult when you have to write about the sex of it all. Like, you have to really be creative and really like pull from somewhere when you're talking about that. So in the confessional, Coco was like, well, I mean, I already knew that she would be great writing an erotic novel because that's all her. You know, she's very creative. And plus, she a little freaky. Okay, she tried to put it on me, but it's all her. Honey, I think it's both y'all. But anywho, Taj was telling her she needs to read 50 Shades of Grey. She was like, read 50 Shades of Grey, and then you'll be able to do it. So after all that, Taj was like, you know what? Let's talk about Xscape. Let's talk about that. So Tamika told Taj that they aren't relevant because they show us a flashback to when they were with Steven and they were trying to pick out the set and talking about what they needed and all this other kind of stuff. She basically told her that Candy and Tiny have a huge following. They're more relevant right now, so they should be the ones to close the show. Coco says she ain't relevant. Baby, y'all stop playing with each other. Y'all stop. Please stop. So Lily was like, look, no matter what happens or who is more relevant, we sold more records. Okay. We are a well-oiled machine. We were a well-oiled machine before them and we will be after them. So Coco was like, she ain't punk you, did she? Talking to Taj, honey, because you know Taj is a little softy. So she just trying to make sure, girl, she ain't punk you, did she? And she was like, no, she ain't punk me. Listen to me. This is getting egotistical and stupid at this point. Okay. It's really like, I mean, I guess I'm the kind of person that after a certain point, I don't want to keep hearing the same thing. If ain't nobody gonna come with no resolutions, I don't want to keep hearing it. And maybe that's just me. But like, what are y'all even talking about? Over on the other side, Zonnique comes to visit Tiny. Y'all know Zonnique, honey. That's Tiny's oldest daughter. And I really do love their relationship. They have a friendship, daughter, mothership. So Tiny was just telling us that Zonnique is her ace. And, you know, she's doing her singing thing. And then little Eris is a little superstar. Eris gonna shine, baby. Eris is gonna shine if she don't do nothing else. So they get in the house. So Zonnique asks Eris, you know, how she's doing and why she ain't been in her house. And so Tiny brings up that they had a show in Orlando and Zonnique didn't come. So she asks Eris, how did your mom do? She said she did very spectacular. But Eris hit us with 15 varies. She did very, 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 very spectacular. Tiny gonna say, well, that's wonderful. That was worth it. When I tell y'all, I don't know if Tiny knows that she's funny. She's one of those people that just says things and it's funny. You know, so I don't know if she knows it, but baby, I get a good cackle every time she on the scene. Do you hear me? So she talking to Zonnique and Tiny was like, well, you know, the vibes was good with Tasha when we was doing the show. You know, she came in with the best energy. Of course she did. She had y'all's money in her pocket. All four of y'all getting ready to get together to feed her and Rockhead. Of course she had a good attitude. Okay. She got the money on her mind. She got money on her mind. Okay. Ain't no love. She got money on her mind. So she tells Zonnique that, they took a booking without Tasha because she wasn't available. And she told her that when she wasn't there, they actually got a chance to actually practice because Tamika was singing Tasha's parts. Tiny feels like Tasha uses them to do her own thing. When she feels like she don't need them and she on top, she kicks them to the side. And Candy tried to warn Tiny, like, look, if I come back to this group and I give my all and we do what we got to do, Tasha is going to use us. And then when she get where she's going, she going to be like, F you. And she was right. And I mean, that's awful that she keeps being allowed to do that. At some point, you have to just say, listen, we need for you to sign this so you can be released from the group Xscape. Even though she came up with the name and child, they fighting over the name and all this other kind of stuff, she needs to go. Because, I mean, I knew she was using them as a safety net. I told y'all that like episode 2 or 3. I already could see that, because why would you go and sit with Motown Gospel and then say, I'm the type that like to pray on things. No, you're the type that likes to prey on people. Prey. And what you're doing is making sure that you have Xscape in your back pocket in case you fall, and they'll be there to catch you. But see, this time around, it really has blown up. Honey, this ain't that TV show y'all did in 2017. This is something totally different. In the next scene, Lily takes her grandpuppy for a little bath, and she was talking about how she remembers when her sister used to be her children's babysitter, and she would have to be on the road sometime for months at a time, and she really struggled with it because she wishes she was more present, and she feels like certain things would have happened to her children if she was there. And I just have to say this, mom guilt happens no matter what. 9 to 5 or world tour. It don't matter. You're always going to feel like you're not giving your kids something, or I wish I could have done that, or if I did more of this, then I probably would have gotten that. So I don't want you to just blame yourself or live with the what ifs, because we all have mom guilt. I have mom guilt, and I ain't sang not one note on nobody's stage in an amphitheater or an arena or nothing. Okay, I'm singing over here on these reviews, but that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. That's just a side note. So she's telling her sister about the wardrobe, and the producers asked Lily, would you be caught dead in one of Xscape's outfits? She said, maybe dead. Oh, honey, listen, production, stop asking them things like that. Okay, everyone has their own style. I am sure Xscape wouldn't want to wear what SWV wears either. Okay, every group is unique to them. Please stop asking these people that. Lily was telling her sister that she feels like Xscape thinks they're better than them. Now, me personally, I don't feel like Xscape thinks they're better than them. I think now they feel like they've arrived as far as their social media followings and them doing things outside of their group and them having multiple streams of income and being able to sustain past the 90s. I think that's where they're coming from, but I don't think that they think that they're better than SWV. Now, it could be just me, but I really don't feel that. But that's just how I feel. In the next scene, Candy and Coco get together with Steven. That's the person that was setting up the set, right? They're going over the set list. So he's going over the songs. He's going over the order of the songs and who's going to sing what. In my opinion, Coco was over it before she even got in there. She came in with a chip on her shoulder. That's my opinion. And before anybody gets down in the comments, I got to say this every week and say, you need to watch Candy speak on it. I don't like to watch Candy speak on it before I do my review, because I want to make sure that I'm giving my honest opinion of what I feel when I watch the show. So I always do my reviews, then I put them out, then I go enjoy Candy speak on it without having anything clouding my judgment. Okay. So I feel like Coco was on that bull when she first walked in. So anywho, she comes in, she got an attitude, and really and truly, my opinion, I feel like the fans don't really care in what order the songs are, as long as we hear our favorite songs. If it were me and I were in a group, I would save the most notable song until our group's set is over to be able to keep the fans engaged. I would give them a little taste, but then I would continue to sing songs that was filling up the album, and then boom, hit them with a mega hit at the end, because I feel like, you know what? They're going to stick around because they want to hear this song. This song was that girl. So they're going to stay around for that. That's just me personally. So as he was listing the songs, Coco said, oh, this is slow. Oh, honey, this going to put him to sleep. Now, I was giving sleepy time tea. I ain't going to lie to you. So Candy said, oh, okay, show your true colors. See, this difficult stuff is the real her. And you know, Coco and Tasha got a lot in common. Their attitudes got a lot in common. So after he was done, he says weak and then understanding as the last song. So she was like, you don't think it should be understanding then weak? So Candy said, well, we don't agree with that. Coco said, well, we do. Okay, Coco, nah. She said, I just feel like they really want a headline. So when they put their song last, it can seem like they're the headliners. Coco, cut it out. Okay, this man just read this set list with 2 SWV songs opening the show. So y'all want to co-headline, open the show, close the show. That is not fair. What is it that they're getting out of it? And this is the thing, I had to stop and think about this myself. I love both Xscape and SWV. I'm going to listen to every album front to back without skips, both of them. But at the same time, I don't think it's fair for the fans to jump all over Xscape when they say one thing. But if SWV says something, it's like, yeah, get them. That's not fair. They agreed to co-headline. Cool. Now the man just read the set list. SWV had 2 songs back to back and then Xscape came in. Candy ain't said nothing. The minute he said understanding as the last song, then it's a problem. That's only fair. If y'all open, then they close. If they open, then y'all close. Why y'all can't learn to compromise? Like, did they teach that in school or what? What is going on? Like, I just really don't get it. Moving forward. I can see why she will feel away though. Okay, because I always try to see both sides. Now I can see why she can feel away because Steven does work for Xscape. But the set list sounds fair to me. And like I just said, if one group opens, the other one closes. It's elementary. They teach you that in kindergarten. Like, I just don't understand that. If you don't want to do that, then y'all could do a cover song collectively, at the end. Why don't all of y'all come out? I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby. Honey, let's just sing I'm every woman at the end and shut up. Y'all getting on my nerves. Oh, y'all getting on my nerves. Everybody to your mutual corners, honey. Oh, y'all getting on my nerves. I ain't never seen 2 groups that I love so much get on my nervous system. So Coco was like, it don't matter what y'all think. So Candy said, well, how do you think we should fix it? She said, well, I don't know. I just told y'all how to fix it. Cover a song that's a women's anthem, honey. Who run the world, girls? Honey, ask Beyonce if y'all can sing that. Y'all just do not argue over every single thing so that the show can go on. Fair is fair. You're co-headlining the show. SWV, if you open, then they shall close. If you allow Xscape to open, then SWV, you shall close. It's as simple as that. Okay? And I feel like, Coco, you were being rude in this meeting. I do understand you standing up for your group, but be respectful and come with solutions if you don't like what's being done. If you don't like what's being said, then you have to offer a solution. Anywho, in the next scene, Candy and Tiny are on their way to the stylist to see what he comes up with for the show. Tiny in her confessional said that at an SWV show, they usually dress in their 90s attire. She said they used to dress in 90s attire, but it's the 2000s and they on a grown woman-ish. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the nostalgia of seeing the 90s attire. I don't mind the get-ups and stuff, but sometimes it can come off a little costumish. So for me, I personally don't mind the attire that SWV wears. That's their personal style. In another car, Taj and Coco and Jalen are on their way to the stylist. Baby Jalen gonna roll out with his mama if he don't do nothing else. They got a bond for sure. Y'all hear me? She keep him close to the hip. So in the car on the ride there, Jalen tells Taj that he's gonna go back to school, which I'm happy for him. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy for him either way. I just hope that he's making the right decision for him. But having a plan B is always good, because you can never be too sure how things are going to go. And like I said in the last review, one thing a person cannot take away from you is your education. When all else fails, you know you got that degree and you can get a job in said field. So if music doesn't work out, you know where you can go. And that's right on down to Jalen's DDS, honey. Jalen's Dental. So we see Coco talking to Jalen and find out that she dropped out in the 10th grade. She was talking to him in this flashback that they did. And she was like, I didn't really want to go to college, but she does want that for Jalen because nobody else in her family has gone to college. So then they started talking about Coco's meeting with Candy. And Coco was like, yeah, she said not to disrespect you, so you knew she was finna get ready to say some disrespectful Now, again, I don't feel like what she was saying was disrespectful. I feel like it was something you disagreed with, but that doesn't make it disrespectful. Like, yeah, we can have a difference of opinion respectfully. So in their car, Candy is telling Tiny if they don't allow them to close, then they don't even want to do the show. So Tiny said, well, we just won't do no show then. Oh my gosh, child, this is a mess. Y'all probably should have just left this to the verses. Y'all should have sung the verses and went on about y'all business. So the ladies get to the wardrobe fitting, right? Lily gets there. She looking around. She's like, oh, I feel like I'm walking into Magic City. Yeah, I mean, it was giving, don't stop, pop that, don't stop, pop that work. It was giving that. It was giving that. But I'm happy that they're giving this black designer his chance to shine. Okay, I am happy for that. I said, go ahead, black designer, man. But I don't see SWV being comfortable in any of these clothing choices, honey. I don't see them being comfortable. So everyone is telling them what they want to wear. So when they get to Tasha, Tamika said, oh, Diana Ross wants to wear her own thing. Oh, yes, this is Miss Diana Ross. So Tasha was like, girl, let me say what I want. Let me say my own thing. So in the confessional, Tasha tells us that normally they share a stylist, but it wasn't working for her. So she went and got her own stylist, and now it's working for her. And she was like, you know, Diana Ross, we already know who she is. Oh, you trying to say you the leader? Oh, baby, not you the leader and they the Supremes. Well, Diana ain't never had to go live to speak to the Supremes, ma'am. Not never. Diana ain't never got on no live and got to speaking directly to the Supremes. I'm just saying. So they start getting fitted. And after that, Coco asks, if they're going to do different colors because they sit down there talking about it. So now it's a fight over black and silver or blue or white and silver. Y'all know how the hell it's like to do. So Candy brings up who's going to close the show. Taj brings up Weak closing the show because it's the strongest song. So Tamika's like, why you say that? She said, because it sold 3 million records. It's the strongest song. That's what I'm talking about. So Tamika said, but I was talking about the numbers. Tiny and Candy have millions of followers. I was talking about the numbers. So Tamika states that Candy and Tiny have millions of followers. So then Taj is like, yeah, she was saying that we don't even have 1 million combined. So baby, what she say that for? Lily does not like nobody playing on her top, honey. She does not like that. You will not make her feel less than, honey, even if it's got to do with followers. Lily was like, I'm pissed, okay? I'm not about to be around nobody that's about to downgrade me. I don't care if they do have followers or a piano in the dressing room. So they like a piano in the dressing room. Flashback to Tamika talking about Tiny has to have a piano in the dressing room. Tamika, I know you like to talk, girl, but why are you even telling them that? Whatever is on their rider has nothing to do with SWV. It just creates more drama. Keep whatever Xscape is doing to y'all's group. Even though it was like a minuscule thing in the grand scheme of things, Tiny has a piano in her dressing room, or Tamika or whoever, whichever one of y'all has a piano in your dressing room, it's really nothing. But when they hear that, then they feel like, oh, they think they're better than us. They got Fiji water. We got Dasani. Like, it's going to be a mess. So please don't tell them nothing that they don't need to know. So Lily is getting heated, saying, yeah, we ain't with this Hollywood we could be if we wanted to be. Now, I do believe that because SWV is well respected. If they wanted to have their nose up in the air and they pinky fingers up, they could do that. So I agree with that. So Tiny chimes in and she's like, y'all feel like y'all should be at the end, and so do we. Like, we both saying the same thing. I agree with that. So why is everybody so upset? Both groups are fighting for their individual group. It's like people don't want Xscape to say nothing. It's like they don't have a right to say anything, and that is not fair. If SWV can speak, then so can they. And I really do feel like there are just a few misunderstandings happening. I don't even think it's really that one group feels like the other is less than. I think it's just the way that things are being communicated. They're not being communicated properly. So Tiny was like in her confessional, our shows are a production. I mean, it ain't J-Lo or MJ, but we got LED screens from the floor to the bottom. Tamika, the floor is the bottom. Oh, I love it. When I tell you I love me some Tiny. Girl, the floor is the bottom. But every time I see Tiny, I think about when her and Shakana was on that bike. Y'all remember when Shakana and Tiny had that show together and she was dragging Tiny on that bike and Tiny was dragging on that ground. Oh, baby, every time I see Tiny, I can't help but to get a flashback. So, anywho, she was like, we don't get on stage and just sing. We don't wear flats and overalls. I mean, it's just night and day. Now, that was a little shady. That was a little shady because don't shade them for what they choose to wear. They are women of a particular age and they are not about to stand up there with no stilettos on and no bodysuits with no sheer to the waist stockings on. They just not about to do it. Okay. When they say, well, y'all sing Kick Off Your Shoes and Relax Your Feet, y'all was talking to SWV. Okay. They gonna put on their combat boots and their little shorts to show their legs are still toned, honey, and a jersey and a hat to the back. And that's what y'all gonna get. That's what y'all gonna get, honey. SWV gives a more simple performance. Okay. Not to take anything away from them, but that's just their style. Okay. Y'all have y'all style and they have theirs. So Lily is like, we spending too much time arguing about this stupid stuff and who gonna close the show. So Candy is like, well, if it doesn't matter, then why did y'all bring it up? Okay. Like, why are we talking about it if it don't matter? This is insanity. Moving forward. So Coco is like, oh, okay, well, y'all do y'all set and we gonna do our set. Cause y'all are getting on my nerves. Oh, baby, she has activated this episode. Oh, y'all, please leave her alone. So Tamika is like, girl, why are you saying that? So you're saying we should? She's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now they kind of getting into it a little bit. Tamika is trying to explain nobody is saying anything negative. She's like, oh, so the sisterhood is out the window. Coco was like, it's been out the window. Oh, okay. So tell us how you really feel. Okay. Now this would be where you come in and talk about the true colors, because I really don't feel like they're trying to slight y'all. I really don't. She said in her confessional, I realize that it's, egos getting in the way, but an ego can get your ass kicked. Oh, honey, it's getting too serious. Okay. Cause really, is it really all that serious? So Tamika goes, you treating us like children. You sitting up here talking about y'all do y'all set and we gonna do our set. You treating us like kids. They are never going to agree. We could sit here and go around the mulberry bush all night long. These two groups are not going to agree. Baby, but this is the scene. Okay, y'all come closer. Xscape meets up at the studio. Tiny tells them that they need to get to the nitty gritty. Tasha comes in unbeknownst to her. It's about to go down. So one of the promoters that they worked with and that worked with Rocky said that he's been getting a kickback. So the promoter sent text messages and screenshots. And baby, when Tamika leaned back and pulled out that manila folder and said, everyone's going to get a copy. Baby, I said, baby, this right here is hell. So here go Tasha. What is this? What is this? Here go Candy. Because Candy she gonna put the stank on top of the stuff that's already falling apart. Those are how iPhone text messages look. I'm sorry, y'all. The way that they all had the receipts, baby, I holler. I said, girl, not that's how iPhone text messages looks, honey. Ooh, honey. So Tasha was like, y'all believe text messages? Baby, Tasha sound like one of those deadbeat exes. You know, the one that tell you gonna believe your own eyes? And he's sitting there cheating right in front of you. It's giving Shaggy. It wasn't me. It was definitely you. And that weirdo that you married to. It was y'all. Basically, Rocky promised the promoter that all four ladies were going to be there in exchange for a kickback. And Tasha was the leader of getting the girls together because the girls won't listen to what Tasha had to say, because if Tasha is involved, then of course it's a go. So she came in with a fake and phony positive attitude, got all the heifers together, and on top of the money that she already got for performing, her and Rocky were getting additional money as a kickback. That's just disgusting. Tasha steady trying to lie. They're like, no, that's his number. This is Rocky's number. So she's trying to act like she ain't got nothing to do with it. Talking about, well, what do I have to do with this? Candy said, y'all are one. That's your husband. And Tamika said, but wait a minute. No, outside of that, he said that you knew that Rocky talked to you about it. And so, of course, Tasha is still sitting there looking dumbfounded. This is the same way she lied about Tamika's money. Where is Tamika's money? Okay, where's the group's money? This don't make no damn sense. Why would they work for you and your husband to get double the pay under the table? He is truly a snake in the grass and you are compliant. Okay, so I don't want to hear nothing about it. I don't want to see nothing tomorrow with you sitting somewhere dressed in all black with 5 or 6 chains on with the wrong color foundation line. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't want to hear nothing. There's no way to defend a kickback. So not only did you steal from Tamika, but you also were stealing from the group. I'm telling you right now, I would never, and I do mean never, ever, 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 ever trust Tasha in a group with me as long as she's married to Rocky. Because it ain't no telling how long he been doing that. It's no telling how long he been taking money off the top. And I don't know how exactly the promoter just felt like, hey, I should send them the receipts and tell them what's going on. But yeah, this is just crazy. At this point, Rocky and Tasha are the world's dumbest criminals because y'all get caught every single time. I don't know if y'all don't know how to trace your steps or what's going on, but y'all get caught every time. These two are the definition of if what's done in the dark comes to the light. If that were a person, it would be these two. And that was the end of the episode. Let me tell y'all, Tasha and Rocky, it's unexplainable. I don't think that she fathomed her life unraveling in this way due to this show. So many things were uncovered and revealed during this show. It's going to be hard for her to bounce back. So all I can say is I don't know what Xscape is going to do, but hopefully they can work this thing out because it's looking like the point of no return. I would no longer work with Tasha. Like at first I was like, well, I hope they can work it out and, just try to get paid. No, you're stealing constantly. You're a thief. Okay, there's no other way to slice it. You're a thief and your husband is a thief and you're stealing from the company. And it kind of reminds me of Selena. Okay, remember when Yolanda Saldivar was stealing from Selena and Selena found out, which led to her untimely demise? Those kind of people, you don't want around them. Hide your keys, hide your purse. You wouldn't even be allowed in my house because I can't trust you because it's giving klepto. Honey, it's a fool. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Tell me what's your solution to the opening and the closing of the tour, the group, whatever it is, honey. Who should sing first? Who should sing last? All the heifers just need to sing, child. Just sing. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.